Top Gear, Season 20 at 9:35 on Pearl.
Thank you for giving me the world, for your nurturing and inspiration, your trust, your affection, and enough love to last 2 lifetimes. Thank you, Mom, for the best gift ever.
And welcome back to TVB News. Consumer prices on the mainland increased at a slower pace last month as the cost of fresh vegetables and pork declined. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, the Consumer Price Index, a main gauge of inflation, rose 1.8% year-on-year in April. That's down from a 2.4% increase in the previous month. Economists say the lower inflation rate, in addition to existing pressures on economic growth, might lead to a slight easing of monetary policy. Slower increases in food prices were the main contributor to the lower CPI figure. Food prices climbed 2.3% year-on-year last month, down from a 4.1% increase recorded in March.
And here in Hong Kong, former Chief Secretary for Administration Raphael Hui and the co-chairman of Sun Hung Kai Properties, Raymond and Thomas Kwok, were in court today on day 2 of their graft trial. The other 2 defendants are the developer's executive director Thomas Chan and former senior vice president of Hong Kong Exchanges and Clearing Francis Kwan. To ensure a fair trial, the judge is restricting media reports to only the basic facts. And we apologise for an oversight in our report last night. All 5 defendants have pleaded not guilty to the charges, which involve $34 million in alleged advantages and loans, and not $34 billion as we reported.
2 Democratic Party lawmakers will meet with Jiang Xiaoming, the head of the central government's liaison office, this coming Wednesday to discuss political reform. Helena Wong and Sin Chung Kai represented their party in a LegCo delegation that visited Shanghai last month. Jana Silva reports.
The Democratic Party will have another sit-down with central government representatives, this time in Hong Kong. And despite both sides having big differences on political reform, the Democrats are still hopeful they will have it their way.
Everything can be possible if the central government takes a liberal view.
They are once again bringing their 3-track proposal to the table. The blueprint, which has come under attack by both local and Beijing officials, prescribes that the public, political parties and the nominating committee all put forth candidates in the 2017 CE electoral race.
We do not agree that the 3-track model violating the basic law. We will fight for a political model. There is no political screening, and will allow candidates representing different political views can participate.
The head-to-head with the liaison office chief will happen on Wednesday. In the meantime, and despite resistance from both Beijing and the pro-establishment camp, Pan-Democrats will continue to push for a CE vote in 2017 that meets their standards.
And 2, civil nomination is not a new thing in Hong Kong. We do it for district council elections, we do it for LegCo elections. Why can't we do it for chief executive elections as well?
Juna Silva, TVB News.
60% of primary school students questioned in a survey said they have been parented in a physically violent manner. This has prompted calls for the government to step up parenting education. Rani Samtani reports.
Researchers say there may be several reasons why parents would resort to using physical violence against their kids.
One is the environmental factor, because because the parents very emphasize on the academic performance of the students and of their children. If they cannot perform well, then they may use corporal punishment or abusive method to discipline the children.
Then there's the cultural factor.
They may have traditional Chinese traditional values that to beat the children is a kind of love, or children should have absolute obedience to the parents, and then beating may be a way to change the behavior of the children.
Caritas Youth and Community Service and City University surveyed 542 primary school children aged between 8 and 13. 63% said their parents had used forms of psychological and physical violence against them as punishment. This included getting slapped on their arms or hands. 1/3 of them reported that they had been severely physically abused and were hit with hard objects like a belt or a stick. And 6 in 10 children said they had suffered verbal abuse, such as being yelled at or called names. Parents were also questioned in the survey. Researchers say studies have shown that abused children become more physically aggressive and are likely to develop behavioral problems. They called on the government to strengthen education on parenting skills to encourage more patient means of disciplining children. They also reminded parents that they can seek assistance when they encounter parenting difficulties. The Against Child Abuse organization runs a parent and child support hotline and provides counseling services at its drop-in centers for those in need of help. Rani Samtani, TVB News.
Shopkeepers in To Kwa Wan want compensation from the government because they believe construction work on the Sha Tin to Central Rail Link has affected their businesses and driven away customers. Vicky Kong reports.
Mr. Man believes work on the Sha Tin to Central Rail Link made flooding from last night's heavy downpour even worse. He says the Highways Department promised it would install drainage pipes some 10 days ago. But then the storm hit and a half-sealed road made it difficult for water to drain away properly. Local business owners also say temporary road diversions and construction works have driven away customers. Kowloon City District councillors say they've received about 20 to 30 complaints from shops in the area. They believe the law as it stands can't protect those affected.
Shop renters or owners are not eligible for compensation if the construction site does not block people from entering their shops. But affected businessmen here believe the government should relax this rule because their sales have dropped significantly due to the decrease in pedestrian flow here.
Money is another matter because shops are expected to conduct their own assessment on how much they have been affected by the construction works.
They need to hire engineer, they need to hire surveyor, they need to hire lawyer, maybe even statistics provided in order to claim. So that is not reasonable.
Shopkeepers want the government to pay them a year's rent and give them money for impact assessments. Vicky Kong, TVB News.
All right, Tony, what's exciting in sport today?
Well, we got some NFL draft news, but first, NBA playoff action. And wins for the San Antonio Spurs and the Miami Heat. In the South Beach, the Heat took a 2-0 lead over the Brooklyn Nets. Ray Allen scored 13 points off the bench in Game 2. The veteran was 3 of 5 on three-pointers. LeBron James led Miami with 22 points. Chris Bosh added 18. And the Heat won this one 94-82. NFL news now, and the Houston Texans selected defensive end Jadeveon Clowney with the #1 pick in the annual draft of college players. James Wong has details.
Jadeveon Clowney.
The 6'5", 266-pound defensive end played for the University of South Carolina. He's considered a once-in-a-generation player with freakish athletic ability. The 21-year-old clocked a 4.53 in the 40-yard dash, faster than many wide receivers. He goes to a 2-14 Houston team and will play alongside former Defensive Player of the Year J.J. Watt. Meanwhile, the big surprise on draft day, the quarterback with the great nickname and celebrity friends was made to wait. Johnny Manziel, or Johnny Football, was selected by the Cleveland Browns with the 22nd pick. The diminutive quarterback, whose friends include rapper Drake and LeBron James, was once projected as a top 3 pick. Jameson Wong, TVB News.
Well, Brazil President Dilma Rousseff was out kicking the tires at the new Itaquerão Stadium in Sao Paulo. The venue will host the opening match of the World Cup next month. Work on the facility has yet to be completed, but Rousseff attempted to soothe fears over delays. The stadium is scheduled to open next week.
And that's the news. Thanks for watching.
Good night.
Statistics. Realistically, this treatment has about the same chance of killing you as the thymoma does. Don't do it at my place. Just stupidity.
I thought you said you had plenty of Vicodin.
Everybody lies. We have to go to the hospital now.
No.
I don't have the equipment or the meds to handle this.
No, I'd rather die here.
Monday, House at 10:50 on Pearl.
小提琴界搖滾巨星 David Garrett 全新大碟 Caprice 古典旋律流行演繹，國際巨星跨界合作，14首原創及改編作品 David Garrett Caprice CD 現已上市。
They've got the brains.
It's investigating possible antiviral strategies.
And they've got the looks. Yet all that matters is how far you can go. Saturday, Hotties vs Nerds Wipeout at 8:30 on Pearl. Sun Life Financial presents The Weather Report is brought to you by Sun Life Financial.
Good evening. The weather was cloudy with showers and squally thunderstorms. Showers were heavy at times. And as tonight's situation chart shows, a trough of low pressure is bringing rain and thunderstorms to southern China and the northern part of the South China Sea. Up to 5 p.m., temperatures ranged from 20.9 to 21.9 degrees, and the relative humidity was between 99 and 100%. Moderate to fresh east to southeasterly winds. The current temperature is now 22 degrees Celsius, with the relative humidity standing at 100%. 69.2 millimeters of rainfall has been recorded since midnight. The landslip and thunderstorm warning is now in force. So Freddie, how's the weather tomorrow? It will be cloudy with rain and squally thunderstorms. Rain will be heavy at times. Temperatures will range between 21 and 23 degrees. There will be rain and thunderstorms over the next few days. Tomorrow's air quality health index is forecast at low to moderate. The maximum UV index forecast for tomorrow will be about 2. And here's the latest global weather update. Showers in Shanghai and Taipei. Rain in Guangzhou, showers in Chengdu. Showers in Beijing, sunny in Seoul and Tokyo. Thunderstorms in Bangkok and Manila. Showers in Kuala Lumpur and Jakarta. Sunny in New Delhi and Mumbai. Sunny in Cairo. Showers in Brisbane, cloudy in Sydney. Cloudy in Toronto. Cloudy in Vancouver. Showers in London and Amsterdam, cloudy in Frankfurt. That's the weather. Have a lovely evening.
It was brought to you by Sun Life Financial. Life's brighter under the sun. Using open source design and 3D printing to make customized products with higher margins, entrepreneurs are revolutionizing the industry. Also on the next Money Magazine, can taxi apps help save the problematic industry? Money Magazine, Sunday night at 7 on Pearl. You're watching The Tube. But why should you be the only animal who gets to use a tube? Let's see what other animals can do with tubes, of all sorts. Tuesday. Too cute, at 8:35 on Pearl.